Hello, Abraham. I've seen examples in my life experience, either be it through the media or in real life, of people that are quite successful. In other words, they've amassed a lot of money, or it seems like they've reached their goals, but they tend to be very ornery people.
You cannot evaluate from outside of their vibrational gap anyone else's success, because the success is individual coming into alignment of your own far-reaching requests. In other words, if you ask for a little and allow it, you're successful. If you ask for a lot and allow it, you're successful. But success can only be measured by how much time you spend inside the vortex. It's not about stuff, you see. Although if life has caused you to ask for that and you're inside the vortex, then you've got plenty of it. We talked with someone who wants more money, not more work, but more money. And so as he is asking for more financial remuneration, putting it in the vortex, putting it in the vortex, putting it in the vortex is a very common thing for someone with a business to ask for more from a place of not having enough business. And they line up with the idea of it. They line up with the idea of more clients and more volume and more money flowing. They line up with the idea of that. And then the next time you talk to them, they're talking about not having enough time to enjoy their money. And so during that process, now they're asking for something more. Now they're asking for money and time. Now they're asking for money and time and people to assist them. Now they're asking for money and time and people to assist them and clarity. You're constantly, from wherever you are, offering more rockets of desire. And so anytime you see someone who is joyful, we would call them successful. We would call them mostly in the vortex. And when you see someone who is chronically, consistently happy, you can know that the majority, if not all, of what they've been putting into their vibrational escrow is being satisfied. But there are so many things. People use such screwy things as their criteria. It's like sometimes even Esther will say to us, Abraham, you got to give it to me. That person is really inappropriate in that behavior. And we never come out of the vortex and support her in those kinds of conversations. And she'll say, oh, come on, surely you will acknowledge with me that there is something screwy about that behavior. But we never come out and acknowledge that there is something screwy about that behavior, because there is one thing that is always consistent, and that is your emotional guidance system. It will always feel good when you're in alignment with what you want and who you have become, and it will always feel bad when you do otherwise. And so when you learn that, then you have this guidance that you have trained yourself into trusting, and then you always know where you are in relationship with everything else. So then often what happens is Esther will say to us, but Abraham, it's a true thing. It's true. That's why I'm talking about it. It's true. And we say, that's not a good criteria for giving your attention to something. There are plenty of true things that keep you outside of your vortex, just like there are plenty of true things that would take you into your vortex. So the criteria of the truth of something, all truth means is somebody focused upon it long enough and activated it in their vibration long enough that they created it as a reality. And then the statistical historians called it a true thing. And we say there are all kinds of true things that you don't want to experience. So it being true is not a good criteria. And the same thing applies to what is successful. Success doesn't mean somebody getting something that you want. Success means feeling good because you're in the vortex where everything that you want is. Can you feel the difference?
I see. So it's the difference between just because somebody has something doesn't mean they're necessarily successful in the sense that they're happy and aligned with source.
Someone could be born into a family to a parent who had been a very powerful creator, and they could have more money than they have any, from your perspective, seeming use for. And in that less contrasting environment, they may have put all kinds of different things in their vibrational escrow to which they have not yet found alignment. So you are standing back from your place of having put abundance in your vortex, and so you think that the receiving of abundance is the answer to everything that you are looking for, and you see this person who was born into abundance and they're miserable and complaining all the time, and then you conclude, see, money doesn't make you happy. How often do you hear that? Right. And then many will say, well, I'd rather be unhappy and rich than unhappy and poor. But money does not bring happiness. Alignment brings happiness. And just because someone has money doesn't mean they have alignment. You see, more people on your planet today would say having plenty of money is the symbol of success more than being in their vortex. Most people don't even know there's a vortex. Most people don't know that there is a vibrational counterpart that is offering a signal, and that if you don't match up to it, you're out there raw and ragged. Everybody has emotion, but hardly anybody knows that their emotion is telling them their vibrational proximity to the larger part of who they are. So you got to put a whole different understanding on your statements of what success is. And from our perspective, success is alignment. Success is in the vortex. Success is focused thought. Success is control of the thoughts I think. Success is feeling my emotions and guiding my thoughts deliberately into harmony with the greater being that is really me. That is success. And once you get that figured out, then everything that life has caused you to ask for, which is already in your vortex and your inner being is already vibrationally living it, then you have it. Do you know that what you are the creator of is you? Do you know that you are the product of your own creation? You in the abundance that you seek, you in the body that you seek, you in the mindset that you seek, you in the relationships that you want. You are the creator of you. You are the creator and you are the created. You are what you are creating. It is your state of being. It is your state of life. It is your life. It is you. It is your state. That's what you're creating, you see. So what happiness is you letting yourself get up to speed with you. And then off you go again, and then you letting yourself get up to speed with you, and then off you go again. It's this eternal platform that we are all on, you see. Some say, well, when do I get it done? And we say, never. That's why you're eternal. You mean I never get it all done? No, then you'd really be dead, and there isn't any of that. If you could ever finally and completely close the gap so there was no more to reach for, it would be over. So guess what happens? Think about this. Could you ever finally close the gap once and for all? Sort of sounds like what it's like for non-physical, doesn't it? Where there's no discernible resistance. You could not discern from your vantage point. You could discern no contrast in the vibration of that which is source. So what happens? Source stands in that non-resistant state of being and sends a part of itself forward into a contrasting environment where more contrast is set forward. Do you understand the importance of what you are about? And do you understand why you shouldn't feel bad about having a step one moment? And do you understand why, once you've had your step one moment, that the source within you is standing there, having become all that you've asked for? Do you understand why it's such a sweet ride in the process of catching up with it? And you understand that in the moment or even before you catch up, you're launching more rockets, because that's the part you're playing, you see. So in this gathering, it is our desire to, first of all, make you feel ease about your step one moments, because you're only fulfilling your reason for being. And next, to encourage you not to make a career out of your step one moments. Don't hang around always in step one. Keep reaching and keep reaching. Have your step one moments and then get in the vortex and then have another one and get in the vortex and then have another one and get in the vortex. So is there anything wrong with getting in there and feeling great and then slipping out for a moment and regrouping and remembering who you are and then getting back in and basking there for a while and then slipping out? Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? Yes. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? Yes. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?